into your decision to come back for a fifth season?
Well, my decision to come back, I just seen, many opportunities for me, as far as, investing time into this year, to become a better player, on and off the field, to, obviously, have some improvements in my, draft grades and whatnot. So I just feel like, there are many opportunities for me to win this year, and, I'm all in for it.
Okay, we'll go to Aaron Suttles now.
How fresh do you feel overall? I mean, I imagine most players after the career that they've had, as long as an institution as you have, would probably have a little more wear on the tires than you have.
I've been, taking real good care of my body, over the years I've been here, and so I feel pretty fresh for the most part. I don't really have any injuries or nagging injuries on me right now. So I feel good, going into the spring. I can't really, say, there's anything that's just bothering me, health-wise. So I feel fresh.
Michael Casagrande, go ahead.
Yeah, Brian, how do you feel about this offense this year? I know there are a lot of guys graduated going pro. There are going to be obviously questions about the offense. How do you feel about just the unit you have going into the season and how it's looking so far this spring?
I feel like our offense is stacked with talent. Obviously, we'll have some guys that have to step up in some big major roles this year. But I'm excited for our unit and, what our unit can grow into, this spring. The first step for all of us, to come together as one big unit. And, I'm just excited to see, who can step up into those major roles that, that we may be missing right now.
Go back to Charlie Potter.
And for you guys at the running back position, you have a new position coach. Just what's it been like working with Coach Gillespie so far?
Coach Gillespie has been, amazing so far. He's a very exciting coach. He has a lot of great knowledge that can help us become, better football players. So I'm excited to, take on this year with Coach Gillespie. I know he'll make me a better player every day, and he's going to challenge us to, to compete and work hard every day. So I'm excited for, what's to come in our running back room with the new addition of Coach Gillespie.
We'll go to Stephen now. And a reminder, if you've got questions, please use the raise your hand function. Stephen, go ahead.
Brian, just the return of Keegan Robinson. What did he bring in the fourth quarter program, and what's the excitement having him back in that rotation?
We super excited to have Keelan back in the room with us. We missed him last year. He still has, all of his abilities. He's very fast. He's picked up some weight this offseason. So, he has a new look to him, and we're just excited to see what he can bring to our room, with returning back this year, with missing him last year.
We'll go back to Aaron Suttles.
Ron, when you look at the talent that's in that room, how would you describe it to outsiders, all the depth that's at that position? It may not be experienced depth, but just the bodies you guys have.
Our room is very talented. We have, great players. So it's all going to come down to, the competition. We just got to keep competing and pushing each other to get better every day. And there's no limits for what our running back room can stand up to.
Michael Casagrande, go ahead.
What kind of distribution or sharing, how much you think you guys are going to be sharing the ball this year with the amount of talent you guys have in that running back room?
We have pretty good depth in the room. That's those type of decisions that's decided on by the coaches on, who would get the shares or who would get the splits. But, as long as, we continue to compete day in and day out, I feel like there will be many opportunities for a lot of guys in our room.
Charlie Potter, go ahead.
Yeah, Michael mentioned it earlier with so many people moving on. You guys lost a lot of leadership. Just how important is it for you individually to kind of step up and be more of a leader this spring?
Well, as an older guy, one of the oldest guys on the team, it's very important for me to step up and be a leader on this team. I can, have a great impact, on the people around me, and make sure everybody is, living up and doing everything we're supposed to do the right way so we can have a great team this year. And we don't want to have a fall off in leadership. We had great leadership on our team last year. So with it being a new year and new faces, new coaches, it's very important to me to make sure I follow up with those leadership qualities.
go back to Aaron Suttles.
Brian, when you were weighing the decision whether or not to take advantage of the year and come back, what was Coach Saban's sort of counsel? What was he saying to you? And if you don't mind sharing, what advice did he give you?
He was just letting me know kind of, where I stood as far as, the draft process and as far as like my opportunities here and, how I could benefit from, possibly coming back another year. And, I'm thankful for, him giving me the opportunity to, join the team for an extra year. He just let me know, that I was welcome here, to help me just improve my game and improve, everything I need to do, to become a better player and to go to the next level.
Okay, we'll wrap up Brian's availability with Steven again. Go ahead, Steven.
Brian, Xavier Williams came in 2018, and we saw last year down the stretch he was able to get in and make some big catches for you guys. Where have you seen him grow as a wide receiver as he looks to take a leadership role this year?
Well, Xavier has improved tremendously, mentally and physically, and I'm excited for, what he has to come for this team this year. I just, encourage him to just keep working and, stay focused on his job and, what he needs to do to stay up and become a leader in that wide receiver room because we're going to need him in that wide receiver room this year. So I'm excited for Xavier this spring. I'll just make sure I continue to encourage him and let him know how important he is to that wide receiver room.
Okay, Brian, appreciate your time. With that, we will welcome Christian Harris to the podium. That, please use the raise your hand function and we will get started with Christian. First off, we'll start with Tony Sukalis. Tony, go ahead.
Hey, Christian. I just wanted to know how much last year did you kind of take part in signal calling on the defense, and is that something you're comfortable with moving forward?
Last year was last year. I mean, I think I did a pretty good job of trying to, communicate the calls and stuff. But, we're on to a new year now, and I'm trying to make sure I take that, like B. Rob was saying, be more of a leader and have that leadership role on the team and, just be more vocal to the guys and get the call all across the board.
Michael Casagrande, go ahead, Michael.
Yeah, I know you're moving on to this year, but the other day we were talking to Saban, and he was talking about the need for improvement on third downs. That was such a big, I guess, focus of this offseason. How much have you been involved in those discussions, and how much do you see that as something that needs to improve for this fall?
Oh, yeah, I definitely think we need to improve on our third down. I think we need to improve more on second down, just putting ourselves in better situations for third down. A lot of times last year it'd be 3rd and 2, 3rd and 3, so it's a lot harder to convert on those. It's an easy run play to get you an easy first down. So you got to make it more difficult for teams on third downs, and I think that'll improve our success.
Aaron Suttles, go ahead.
Christian, late in the season last year when you're a little ding, we saw Moody get some advanced playing time. What have you seen from him? And with Shane Lee back, what's the competition going to be like inside there, as long as some other players?
Since I've gotten here day one, my freshman year, it's been endless competition with me, Shane, all the linebackers in our linebacker room. So none of that's ever really changed. These guys that come in every day and they put in the same amount of work as I do. I'm really excited to see what this year has in store for us.
Charlie Potter, go ahead, Charlie.
You and Jalen are two of the most experienced linebackers in that inside linebacker room. Is that weird to look around and see that? And how important is it for you to maybe step up into a leadership role this spring?
I think, like you said, with the experience, it's not necessarily weird. In practice, we all get the same amount of reps. We all put in the work just as much as each other. So it's not like anybody else is over, one another in the linebacker room. But as far as taking the leadership role, I am really trying to focus on that this year. I think I had a little bit of a role last year, but I really, I had a lot of guys like Dylan ahead of me and, a lot of guys my freshman year that, showed me what a great example would be like to be a leader on this team. So I'm just trying to, pick up after what they left off.
Steven, go ahead.
Christian, Patrick Surtain, of course, moves on to the NFL, but where have you seen Jalen Armour-Davis grow the most since you've been around him?
In all areas. He comes in and works every day. He's been doing it last year too, and I think he got a chance to play in the national championship, and he did a really good job. So, and now, I've been seeing him in workouts, every single day, taking everything seriously like he's been doing since he got here. So, I'm really excited to see what this season has for him.
Back to Michael Casagrande.
last year, there were so many questions about the defense, so many new guys, so much youth coming into it. Now you guys have a lot more experience. How much more confidence and can you tell a difference? You only had one practice so far, but can you feel that difference in the experience of guys out there?
I could definitely tell a big difference just in the practice that we had on Friday. The energy, the confidence level that everybody has out there, the communication, everything's going pretty well right now. So we just got to make sure we keep going one day at a time and keep getting better.
We'll go to Aaron Suttles.
Last year was such a grind on you guys physically and mentally, everything that you went through. And the national championship was the reward for all the work that you guys put in. You personally, how long did you let yourself enjoy that before your mind sort of went forward and started thinking about the fourth quarter program in spring? How long did you enjoy it?
You definitely enjoy it. It's a life-changing thing. It's not something you really get a chance to get every single year. You really got to embrace the opportunity and take advantage of the opportunity. But at the same time, I didn't want to stay too much on it. Once we got back to working out in, I think it was the end of January, beginning of February, it was a new year, new mindset. So, I don't really think too much about it. Coach doesn't let us, really get too much, keep it in our minds. We kind of a little bit forget about it a little bit. But like I said, man, we're just trying to come in this year and do the same thing we did last year and finish on top.
Okay, any more questions for Christian? Okay, with that, we will let him go, and we'll talk to you guys again with Coach after practice tomorrow.